A soft piano plays, chandeliers sparkle, and ladies in silk whisper about love, but behind the velvet curtains, powerful deals are being made. In the Gilded Age Season 3 Episode 4 trailer, one line echoes through the halls. Marriage is a gamble, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. Who will win power? Who will lose everything? And who is bluffing their way through New York's most dangerous game? Asterisk, the trailer for Episode 4 begins with a ballroom scene, but something feels off. It's elegant, yes, but there's tension in the air. As dancers swirl across the floor, the camera quickly cuts to nervous glances, clenched hands, and whispered conversations. This isn't just a party, it's a place where alliances are formed, secrets are traded, and futures are decided. A mysterious voice, calm but serious, says, "Marriage, my dear, is never just about love." That line sets the tone for the entire episode. It tells us this chapter will dig deep into the politics of marriage in the Gilded Age, not just between lovers, but between families, fortunes, and ambitions. Bertha Russell is seen standing in front of a long mirror, fixing her dress, but her reflection looks troubled. She's clearly preparing for something important, possibly a major announcement. Is she arranging a marriage for her daughter Gladys? Or is she orchestrating a move to climb even higher on the social ladder? One close-up of her face reveals a flicker of doubt before she masks it with confidence. Bertha has always been strategic, and this episode seems to push her deeper into the game. Meanwhile, the trailer shows George Russell in a tense meeting with another man in a dark office. They're not just talking, they're negotiating. A single line from George, "If this deal falls through, we lose everything," hints that this isn't just about railroads anymore. His financial standing might be closely tied to Bertha's social plans. If George is risking their fortune, then Bertha may be gambling with marriage to keep their name powerful in society. One marriage could fix it all or destroy everything. The camera cuts to Marian Brook walking through Central Park. Her steps are slow, thoughtful. A man is seen approaching from behind. It's not clear who he is, but her face lights up. The moment is sweet, but it carries tension. 2. Marian has always struggled between following her heart or doing what's expected. The trailer seems to suggest that someone may propose to her, or that she's considering a relationship that others would disapprove of. Could she be the one stepping into a risky romance? Another brief shot shows Oscar Van Ryn shaking hands with a wealthy older man. Their smiles look forced. Could Oscar be hiding something again? His past has shown he's willing to marry for money and status. Is he about to repeat history, or is he planning something even riskier this time? As the trailer continues, we get a glimpse of Agnes Van Ryn in her drawing room, warning someone off-screen. "Once you gamble with your name, you risk everything." That line hits hard. It seems Agnes sees what others don't, that this episode is about more than social dances or wedding announcements. It's about legacy, about choosing between love and power, and about how one wrong step in high society can destroy your reputation forever. The final image in the first half of the trailer is quick but unforgettable. A young woman, possibly Gladys Russell, standing alone at the edge of a balcony, clutching something in her hand, a letter, maybe an invitation, maybe a goodbye. Her face shows fear, hope, and something more, uncertainty. As the camera pans away, the music grows darker. The words "marriage is a gamble" repeat once more. And the screen fades to black. This trailer doesn't just promise drama, it promises that in Episode 4, every character is making a move. But some are bluffing. Some are betting everything. And someone is about to lose far more than just love. Asterisk, underneath the pearls and pressed suits, everyone in the Gilded Age is playing a silent game of survival. And in Episode 4, that game turns brutal. The trailer doesn't shout, it whispers. It shows short, sharp glimpses of characters doing things they wouldn't want seen in the daylight. These moments don't just build drama. They reveal the heavy price of power and the weight of one's last name. Agnes Van Ryn appears again, this time more guarded than ever. Her voice is calm but filled with fear as she says, "Everything I've protected can vanish in a moment." She's holding a letter in her hand, crumpled slightly at the edge, as if it's been read too many times. What does it say? A broken engagement. A scandal? The camera cuts before we can see more. But the way she presses it against her chest shows one thing. It's personal. The trailer then jumps to Marian Brook, standing outside what looks like a private club. She's wearing a cloak, her face pale and serious. A coach pulls away behind her, and in that moment we realize she's just walked away from someone or something. The scene is followed by a quick flash of a ring being returned in a box. No words are spoken, but it screams heartbreak. Could Marian be calling off a match that would have secured her future? Or is someone calling her bluff before she's ready to play her hand? Meanwhile, Oscar Van Ryn's storyline takes a sharp turn. In one tense shot, he's seen exchanging money with a man in an alleyway. It's fast, almost hidden. Then, in the next scene, he's back at a dinner table, laughing with society's elite like nothing happened. This duality shows Oscar hasn't changed. He's still willing to risk everything to keep up appearances. But the stakes have never looked higher. One slip, one whisper, and his entire facade it could crash. Bertha Russell, though, is the most dangerous player in this round. In a soft-lit drawing room, she meets with a mysterious older woman. We don't hear the woman speak, but Bertha leans in close and whispers, "He doesn't love her." He never did. This one line flips the game. Is Bertha plotting someone's engagement to fail? Or is she forcing a match to work for her own gain? A quiet glance toward a sealed document on the table, a marriage contract perhaps, suggests she's not just planning a wedding. She's controlling it. George Russell, too, is hiding something. A flash in the trailer shows him shouting behind closed doors, smashing a glass. Not at Bertha, but at a business rival. The words, "You said the marriage would protect us?" fly out in a moment of panic. This one line reveals so much. A marriage wasn't just for love, it was a business deal. And now it may be falling apart? Suddenly it's clear this episode won't just be about romance. It's about the dangerous blending of love, money, and lies. There's a final quick shot of a couple running through a train station, bags in hand, breathless. It's only a second, but it speaks volumes. Someone is eloping, escaping the rules, defying society. Could it be Gladys Russell finally choosing her own fate? Or is it someone completely unexpected, ready to burn their name for freedom? In episode 4, no one's telling the full truth. Not to their families, not to their lovers, and certainly not to themselves. The trailer doesn't show dramatic explosions, it shows slow burns. Hidden conversations, secret letters, quiet exits, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Because in the Gilded Age, the worst betrayals don't happen in public. They happen over tea, behind silk curtains, with a smile, asterisk in the Gilded Age. Words are weapons, and in episode 4's trailer, one phrase keeps returning like a ghost. Marriage is a gamble. But it's not just a catchy line. It's a warning, a threat, a prophecy. Each time a character repeats it, the meaning changes, twisting deeper into the emotional and political fabric of the story. In this episode, words aren't just spoken. They're encoded with fear, regret, and ambition. The trailer shows Bertha Russell saying the phrase "first, alone," staring out of a frost-covered window. Her voice is steady, but her reflection in the glass looks older, colder. She says, "Marriage is a gamble, and I never bet on emotion." That one sentence tells us everything. Bertha isn't in this for romance anymore. She's playing chess with real people as pawns. She knows the risks, and she's ready to bluff, raise, or fold if it gets her higher in New York's rigid social game. Then comes a shift. Agnes Van Ryn, reading a letter in her private study, mutters under her breath, "Marriage is a gamble, and I fear we're about to lose." Her hands tremble, the paper shakes. This is no longer a calculated move, it's desperation. It suggests something is falling apart. Maybe Marian is defying tradition. Maybe a union Agnes supported is backfiring. Whatever it is, it's unraveling fast. Even Oscar, usually smug and sure, whispers the line to himself in the shadows. Marriage is a gamble, unless you rig the table. The smirk on his face is brief, followed by a flicker of doubt. It tells us Oscar might be doing something underhanded again, choosing to secure wealth or secrets through marriage, not love. But this time, he might be gambling more than he can afford to lose. Then comes a brief but powerful visual and engagement ring placed on a table, spinning slowly like a roulette wheel before falling flat. No words, just the sound of the ring. Hitting the wood, it's quiet, but it feels like an explosion. It symbolizes choice, chance, and the way marriage in this world is never just between two hearts. It's between families. Fortunes, futures. The trailer also teases something shocking. Ada Brooke in tears, holding a small photo in her hands. She doesn't speak, but a man's voice off-screen says, "What's one life if it protects your legacy?" That line doesn't just hint at sacrifice, it suggests something cruel, a forced match, a hidden death, a cover-up in the name of status. The trailer doesn't explain, but it chills the air around the scene, and there's a haunting symbol shown near the end, a burning letter in a fireplace. As the flames grow, we see part of the paper before it turns to ash. Just one line is, "Clear, you mustn't marry him." We don't know who wrote it or who it was meant for. But the fact that it's being destroyed means someone is burying the truth, silencing a warning that could have changed everything. By the time the trailer closes, the phrase, "Marriage is a gamble," echoes one last time, this time from a young, trembling voice, possibly Gladys Russell's, but she doesn't say it with power. She says it like a question, like she's still deciding whether to take that final step or walk away. The screen cuts to black. Episode 4 isn't just about relationships. It's about the meaning behind every gesture, every whisper, every glance. The symbols, the ring, the burning letter, the repeated line, they all point to the same message. In this society, marriage isn't about love. It's about survival. And not everyone will make it out of the game untouched. Everything in the trailer points to one truth: someone's about to lose everything. Episode 4 of the Gilded Age Season 3 promises more than ballroom tension and polished smiles. It teases a turning point where the masks start to crack and the weight of each gamble finally falls. And the biggest risk of all? Betting your future on the wrong person. From what the trailer suggests, Bertha Russell is about to make her boldest move yet. One that could either cement her place in the upper echelons of New York or leave her family humiliated. We catch a glimpse of her meeting with a British noblewoman rumored to be her key to London. This isn't just a casual tea meeting, it's a power play. Bertha may be planning to arrange a marriage not for love but to secure access to European society, the cost, possibly her daughter Gladys's happiness. Gladys is seen briefly walking away from a carriage, eyes wet, lips pressed tight. A girl in a dress too expensive for the tears she's hiding, but the trailer hints at something even more shocking. Marian Brook, the quiet rebel, may finally break free of Agnes's grip. A new character appears, a mysterious gentleman with no title, no fortune, but fire in his voice. He says to Marian, "You know what they fear? A woman who chooses for herself." This may be Marian's moment. Either she chooses to follow her heart and risk exile from polite society, or she folds, plays it safe, and becomes another pawn in someone else's story. But the trailer gives us a flash of her boarding a train alone. Is she running toward love or away from everything? Meanwhile, George Russell's business troubles are boiling over. He's seen pacing in his office, papers scattered across the desk. In one shot, he slams a contract and growls, "This marriage was supposed to protect us." This confirms George tied his company's safety to a personal union. But something's gone wrong. The person he trusted has backed out, or worse, betrayed him. We may be watching the beginning of a corporate collapse tied to a broken engagement. And if George's empire crumbles, Bertha's entire social climb will come crashing down with it. Oscar Van Ryn, too, is walking a tightrope. He's seen sneaking into a hotel late at night. The trailer doesn't reveal much, but we catch him handing a small black envelope to a stranger. His storyline has always danced between charm and danger. But now, it seems he's about to be blackmailed, or is the one doing the blackmailing. Either way, the envelope likely contains something explosive. Proof of an affair, a secret deal, or a forged document. Whatever it is, Oscar's betting it all. But one wrong move and his secrets could take down the entire Van Ryn family, and Then, just for a second, the trailer shows a coffin. A small, closed box in a quiet church. No name, no faces, just silence. It appears for less than a second before cutting away, but it speaks volumes. Is it a metaphor or a real death? If someone dies in episode 4, it could send shockwaves through every storyline. Was it a forbidden romance that ended in tragedy? A suicide over a ruined engagement? Or a murder wrapped in silk gloves? One final twist in the trailer may change everything, a completely new face. A woman, middle-aged, elegant, but with a sharpness. In her stare, she arrives in a carriage from out of town. No one knows who she is. But the moment she steps onto the Russell estate, Bertha's expression shifts from confidence to dread. Could she be a secret from George's past? Or worse, someone with a legal claim to the family name? As the music rises and the trailer ends, the final words echo again. Marriage is a gamble. But now, the voice is different, older, weary. It doesn't sound like a plan. It sounds like a warning. Episode 4 is about to flip the table. Alliances will break, lovers will run, and someone, maybe more than one, will pay dearly for betting on the wrong heart. In the Gilded Age, love might be rare, but the consequences of using it as currency? That's always expensive.